it's only a game, so put up a real good fight. I'm gonna be snickering you tonight. I'm playing for my aim, so you better believe I'm right.
Killing it, team!
Everybody's thinking about me, but I feel alright. Everybody's out to get me, but I feel alright.
You know, I'm fairly certain that I call this Sonic Team Racing instead of Team Sonic Racing throughout, but I don't think anyone will notice. Sonic Team Racing is a racing game where you race in teams and there is a Sonic in it. That's Sonic Team Racing for you. It's straightforward, it's simple, it's okay, bordering on a bit dull. Once you've played a race, you've more or less played the game. You've seen almost everything that needs to be seen. The general conceit is that you, as I say, race in teams, and you help each other to win the races. This is mostly played out by if there is another player on your team in front of you. If you go within the stream behind them, within the yellow trails, then you can build up speed boost and slingshot throughout the track, and you can pass items between each other. You pick up items as you do in a standard mascot racing game, and if you pass them to each other, some of them get better, some of them can only access enhanced versions if they're swapped, and as you do that, you build up a team meter, and you can get become invincible and get a speed boost if you build that up. So the team play is encouraged because everyone has to succeed. If you're in first place but the rest of your teammates are trailing well far behind, you may not win overall. And that's all fun enough, it's mildly engaging, and it's okay. You can put this on and you know, have a decent enough time. It's not something I could find myself being hooked on forever, but if I've got 10 minutes going, then I can see myself popping into this. However, if you've only got enough money this year for one mascot racing game, then the Crash, I forget which one, is it Crash Team Racing? Bloody hell, why do I keep forgetting that? Despite the fact I played the hell out of it as a bloody, you know, back in the day on the PS1, Crash Racing, what the bloody hell? Crash Team Racing, yeah, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I'm glad I stopped to Google that actually, because to be honest, I struggle to keep thinking of things to say about this one. This could literally just be a 10-second video where I'm like, it's fine. But that would get tons of dislikes because people don't like short videos that are, even if they're there for a joke. And I need the lots of likes and subscribes on my videos for my self-esteem. So anyway, this game is a pain in the arse a lot. Matchmaking can be a drag. I've had trouble getting into any match type, casual and ranked, team or single, on the PS4 version. I'm not sure if it's a function of matchmaking being rubbish or a function of not many people playing the game online. All I know is you often get trapped trying to join a game. It'll say it's joining a game and it will spend ages saying it's joining, and then it will throw you into a lobby on your own and no one else will join that lobby, so you start the process again. That's compounded by the fact you cannot cancel matchmaking once you start it. Once it says it's finding and joining a game, even if it's gone on to such a degree and you've played it enough to know, well, I'm not going into a lobby, it's going to throw me in one on my own and no one's going to join it, you can't back out because it's just stuck there saying it's finding a game. And that's compounded by the fact they decided to use the worst noise for matchmaking. It goes... In fact, I'll play a bit for you now. Here it is. How was that? Horrible, right? Well, that's what it makes you listen to for ages. But that's not the only place in which Sonic Team Racing wastes your time. Oh no. Even completing a match leads to you sitting around with your thumb up your ass waiting for something to happen. Because the result screens, there are lots of result screens. You have to vote for who did the best based on certain criteria. You've got to see how many points were accrued. You've got to see who won. You've got to just sit there for ages, waiting for the results, and certainly I saw no way in which to skip any of this. I tried, I smashed all of the buttons, and I was just stuck on results screens. In fact, what I'll do right now is play for you exactly how long that routine takes. I'll play the whole routine for you. Here you go. What did you think of that? Fun, right? Anyway, when it is actually a racing game, it's okay. There's a story mode if you care about that, if you want to see some insipid dialogue to also pad out time between the racing, that's fine. There's single races, there are the team races obviously, not a lot else beyond that. It feels very bare bones, right down to the UI, which is very basic, especially if you saw pop-ups saying someone left the game. That's indicative of just how bare minimum everything is in terms of visual communication on the screen. It does what it needs to do to be a mascot racing game. It doesn't go beyond that. It doesn't try any harder than it has to meet standards, and that is the most amount of praise I can say in regards to this game. Is it's basically up to spec. That's what the racing feels like. It's up to code, and no better, no worse than that in general. I do begrudge the fact that there are only characters from the Sonic games. Not all that great ones either, just the standard ones. This is about the most exotic character you can get, the fucker from Sonic Lost World. You don't see no one play him online. I try, but some of the cars are just objectively shit, the slower ones in particular. I always do fine if I'm playing as one of the fast cars, but the moment I start playing Dr. Robert Nick, the whole thing sucks, and I'm stuck in the mid-tier. And there are some cars that are designed to be fast to lead your team, but in theory that sounds interesting. In practice, it's just frustrating, because you just feel like you're in an inadequate car. And that's why I think when you do get into an online game, you mostly see everyone playing as Sonic the Hedgehog. A few differences here and there. Someone will inevitably be Knuckles, but for the most part, you just see a sea of blue, because everyone decided to be Sonic. Is there anything else I want to talk about? The items are fine, again, bare minimum. Bombs, missiles. Because they're all wisps, they're not as clearly identified as something like the Mario Kart series, where you can tell the clear differences between the items you pick up. Here you've just got to remember the different shapes and colours of the stupid little wisps from Sonic Colors. I do wish that there were Sega characters in it, like in the other Sonic spin-off games we've had. Like, I think there were characters from Shenmue, Space Channel 5, all that in, was it Sega All-Stars Racing? And the Sega tennis game? I liked those because there were a lot of classic Sega characters, some of which Sega doesn't even bother to give new games to. It's nice to play Golden Axe characters in the modern day in lieu of an actual Golden Axe game, which would be nice. But I don't see any of that here. I think there are 15 characters, and they're all Sonic mainstays, and that's that. It is a very bog standard factory setting mascot racer. I'm just going to spend my time looking forward to Crash Team Racing. Because this is dull. And that's that. I won't make like this game and pad stuff out unnecessarily just to hit like the 10 minutes that YouTube favours. We're just going to wrap it up here. There's nothing else to say. It's fine. Oh, those match results did take so long that this did push past 10 minutes. Oh, no.